what a Marmot toolbox is about. Here's one here. This I found in the garden that I did, yes. It's a bit broken, you see, and a bit rotten, you see. It's in a bit of a poor state, but these things, in good condition, can fetch around 150 odd euros just on eBay. I've seen a couple of them being sold. Now they're French, and they are a plumber's toolbox. But the thing is, I don't want to sell it. I just want to restore it and keep it. But there's bits missing. So for a start, there should be a zinc plated end or a zinc end on here, which as you see as well on that end. But there isn't one on that end. In fact, there's a big hole. In fact, that's a bit of wood that came out of the hole as well, because the ends are wood and the base is wood. So what we're going to do is we're going to see what we can do with it. I don't know. It's not going to be original. It's just not good enough. It's to be, yeah. Also, where am I going to get all these bits from? I'd have to make them somehow. I did manage to find one, so I knew what they looked like. There we go. There it is. All right, can you see that? That's what it kind of should look like. All right. Now, Marmot, they also make toolboxes which look more like, what's not touchscreen? What are we doing? They call it a toolbox. They call it it isn't a toolbox, but they're backpacks. They call toolboxes because maybe that's where their origins lie. Maybe it's the same company. I don't know. But you see, that is the toolbox, and we have our very own one over here, which I need to do something with. Now, I'm not using softwood. Alright, it's what's that, about 10 or 12 mil thick softwood, and it had the zinc over the top of that. I'm not going to use that, no, because it's shitty. Don't like it. So I'm going to use oak, because I've got some oak, and we might not have zinc ends in the end. We might actually just have, an oak end on each end. And I might even make it, I don't know, I might even steampunk it. I don't know. Right? But I've got to try and get all these little nails out without damaging it. I've got some bits of really old oak kicking about here. We're going to rip down into strips and then glue up the floor. That'd be that pretty. And then obviously I'll get some bare bits for the ends. You know, that's the idea anyway. So let's bring it a bit closer and see whether or not we can dismantle it without breaking it any worse than it's already broken. I don't want it broken, no. Let's bring you over here. Got a weld on the floor that's in the way. I've got my coffee. Got a bear over there going for that. There you go. So, that is it, all right? I think we can actually make it look something quite special. This old catch like that. It's like an old Halston staple. Also, I need to try and straighten it a bit as well because, you know, as you can see, it's all bent up. I don't mind being a little bit bent, but it needs to function properly. Otherwise, what's the point? Big gaps everywhere. So I'll probably get a block of wood or something and do a bit of panel beating. Is it worthwhile doing that first while it's in its fixed shape? Maybe. Yeah, I think we'll do that. We'll do some bashing. I think a bit of bashing is a good idea, don't you? You got to have a bit of bashing. Even though, give it a clout, they say. That's what they're saying. Well, that's at least what I say. So before we dismantle it, let's see if we can straighten some of it. I'm going to get a piece of wood, block of oak or something I lay on here, so I can then tap that onto it carefully. Another piece of wood to tap, try and keep it fairly straight. I don't know. I'm not a panel beater, as you can probably tell in a moment. Although I have done a bit of beating of lead for flashings and what have you. Alright, have I got a bit of oak down there that I could use? Needs to be a reasonable piece. Oh, that'd be oak, a piece of flat wood really. I can tap against. I did see it. Oh, hang on, there's a bit of Douglas here, that'll do. That'll do. Right. So I can just hopefully get rid of some of these crazy bumps. Got to watch this door as well, because I don't want to wreck it. I've got a door on here at the minute. And it's, that door there, I don't want, I don't want to ruin it. I just built it. I don't want to ruin it, I just built it. Right, so, that's better. So we can just get the worst of that out of there. Let's get a couple of, actually, you know what? my old, if I could find them, which I probably don't know where they are because I don't. My old lead pummels. You know, for for tapping your lead for before you do all your lead welding and stuff. See if we can straighten it out a little bit. It's not gonna be perfect. I'm not gonna try and make it perfect. Nope. Oh my god, yeah, that doesn't work. Oh, that's tougher than you think. It's already got loads of dents in it already. I don't want to know with that. That's better. Oh my, giddy out my ears. Oh my ears. That's good. It's keeping some of the old dents on it. So we're sort of getting there. So I really sort of panel beat that out before I dismantle. I've got to try and remove all these little nails. I don't know whether I'm going to be reusing them, but just in case. They're like a scutcheon pins is what they're like. Now what are scutcheon pins? A scutcheon's like a little bit of metal that goes around your key, you know, and this, you have these scutcheon pins. That's what they look like to me. If in doubt, give it a clout. That's what you do. I might do what I'm going to do. I've got a blooming welder under my feet down here. Shall I get that out of my way? It's getting annoying. Let's move that over there. Oh, blimey. These things are sent to try me, they are. They're sent to try me. Hello, 60 people that are in the chat. Hope you're well, you know. Don't forget to beep the old like button. You got one like, 60 people? Oh my god, aren't I? People hate me. So this is a Marmot plumber's toolbox. I'm going to see what I can do with it. So we're going to put, instead of the old softwood base, we're going to put an oak one in, an oak ends. This end has got, if you can see, this end here has a zinc plated end with, on top of the wood, but with a little handle on it. Now, we were straps, used to be straps on, but it's half it's missing. So there's no point me trying to make it original, is there? No, it's not worth the effort. So I'm gonna make it. I don't know. I might steampunk it. I don't know. We'll see. It will evolve like me. Oh God forbid! God forbid that anything would evolve like me. Oh dear! The end is nigh. The end is nigh. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We do all sorts of things on this channel, not just bash bricks metal. When I say all sorts of things, making things out of wood. And I also do a lot of tool stuff and tips and tricks and stuff like that as well. And I also prat about. I do like to prat about. Gotta have fun, ain't you? Life is too short not to have fun. And bashing, what's better than bashing stuff? Eh? We all like to bash a bit of stuff, that we do. Oh. Yeah, no rude jokes, okay? I know bash and bang are very similar, you know. Crikey, you might have ladies in there. We don't want to upset the ladies. Or do ya? Oh dear. Doing a bit of pummeling. That's definitely improved. That's took loads of the dents out, but it really has already. I've just bashed it on there. I'm using a 4 hammer. I bought this originally when I was doing the working on house bashing work, you know, like fixing fascia boards and stuff like that. And you'd use a 4 hammer like this one with the nylon heads to bang in the nylon headed nails. Yeah, the stainless steel nail ring shanked with a nylon head. And that way you didn't smash them to bits and make them all dirty looking. Although that is very dirty anyway, but you know, you change them, you see. Oh, dear me. Da, 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 da. Got any questions? Oh, got people are in the chat already. Hello in the chat. Hope you're well. Hello, say hi. Hello there. Hope you're well, Remus. And Pulu Costs. Oh, does it? Hi there. Hi. In Chicago. Hello in Chicago. I'm in France, people. Yeah. I'm here in rural France. Let me show you. This is my really untidy backyard. Not that backyard. No, I shaved that one. Now over here. This, as you see, there's bits of wood there. Right. But the sun sets over here when there isn't no cloud. It's really nice, actually. And I've got my outside workshop here, which is also very messy. I'm a messy bugger, aren't I, really? And then I've got over there, I've got something else to restore is that. That Ransom's a reel mower there. That would have been a set of 3 or 5, but that's just one of them. And so, yeah, that's our land that goes down into the valley. We're planting trees on there. You know, we're planting lots of trees. If you've got trees, there'll be a link in the description after this live. We're putting the trees in for people on a rewilding project. We're also making bat boxes, bird boxes and stuff like that. It's pretty cool, you know. I like stuff like that I do. Yeah. Let's do a bit more passion. What else we got here? What am I mending there? Well, it's a very old French toolbox. It's a Marmot plumber's toolbox. I didn't know what it was until I searched it, okay? I didn't have a clue. I knew it was a toolbox. I didn't realise it was a plumber's toolbox. Plombier here in France. But first of all, I'll straighten out a little bit, all right? Now, I'm not going to make it new, like I mentioned earlier. I'm not going to try and make... Oh, crikey, that's so much better already. I'm not going to try and make it like original. I want to do something fun with it, all right? I don't know, I've got steampunk, I don't know. It's not going to have the old pine boards in it. Let's start. It's going to have something different. Oak, because I got it. Was it chestnut? No, it's chestnut, sorry. It's chestnut. Which is over 100 years old. So the baseboard would just be a bit of, a few bits of oak glued together. So we'll do that in a moment. But before we get to gluing up any boards, we need to straighten this out so it fits a bit better. Which it is fitting. Ow, there's a nail sticking through. So it fits a bit better on the lid, my ear. So I don't want to. So the thing is, if I'm not careful, I can misshapen it. If I take it all apart, misshapen it, and then bash it about to try and straighten it out, what am I going to straighten it to? At the moment, at least I've got the original end and that end. The shape is sort of there. Now, if you look at the end of that ain't right, is it? So we need to do something with that. So we need to, well, what can I do? How can I do that one? Well, it's not right, is it? So I need a bigger block. That's what I need. A taller block. Got a big old bit of oak there, old oak there. Got another lump of Douglas there. What can I use? Oh, hang on. I've got this old bit here. This might do it. Oh, stick that on the top. It's rounded. I might be able to go to that mine a little bit. I know I'm winging it. Can you tell? Right, the only thing with that is it might not even go over there. I might help a bit. Let's give it a go. Because that needs to come out there. So it's got to splay it out a little bit. I reckon they used to sit on their toolbox, that's what I reckon. While eating their baguettes. French bread's lovely. Better. It's definitely better. It's loads better. Put the bend there. Let's get rid of that. Still a bit of curvature. There. Right, let's get on the other side of that now. Be so careful because it's so fragile. Because it's been corroding. Now, why would you want to do that? I think we can make it look cool. I like old stuff, you know. Yeah, makes me feel younger. Get on there, you. Alright, bash it here now. See if that makes any difference. It feels so, how to put it, rickety. Right in there. I used to work at Rolls-Royce, you know. Yeah, panel beater. tell. How's that now? Oh, that's a little bit, that's even better. Well, we're getting there though, it's definitely improving. Just need to bring it over a little bit there. Right, so we need to bring those corners down. Those corners need to come down a bit. And on the back corner there a bit as well. In fact, I'm looking at it now, I need to create more of an arch, more of a curvature in the top, and that should solve the fact this is flaring out there and it's flaring out over there. So if I can do a bit more bashing in the middle there, or even bend it. Can I bend it with my belly? Or my arms there and there. How's that? You know, the bellies are really handy. Well, that's a little better. That's better. Right, so that pull down there to there to there. Let's make sure. The crack in the top here, that was there before, it wasn't me, but I might solder it if I can. Zinc in it, so I should be able to solder that. Right, so. Oh, make my door dirty. Put that on there. This corner needs to tapping down a bit. Oh, that's done that, that's good. Just that one. Oh, look at this. Oh, that side's good. Yep, that's all. I'm still sticking out a little bit there and there. So I'm just going to tap that a little bit more. Nowhere near you. Right. So we need to get that corner in a bit more. That one. If you can just come onto the stream, this is an old Marmot toolbox, plumber's toolbox. We'll try and do something with it. Right, it is in a hell of a state. Oh yeah, that's loads better. That's in a hell of a state. A little bit more beaten just there, I think. That's good. That's good. Right, a little bit more beaten just here to try and... Yeah, there. Chalk would be good, because I could use it to mark it, couldn't I? Right, and there you go. Right, yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to steampunk it. I've got to polish it all up, make it look good though. Do something with it, I'm sure. Right, well, that's not too bad, is it? You're never going to make it perfect, are you? I don't think you are anyway. Try, I suppose. A thin bit like that. Put that across there like that and see if we can bend that down a little bit more. I don't know, too bad at. It's a back edge light. It's on the hinge there, so. I think that'll do. That's really. What's the front like? Front's not. The front needs a little bit of beating. And then we'll start taking the pins out. I can see the end buckle's missing for the strap. That's better. A bit more there, eh? And the secondary part of the Marmot staple. See, that's soldered on there onto the zinc. So that would come down there, and that would obviously be latched over there, and there'd be like a twisty thing there. I might be able to make one actually. flatten that. A little bit of copper. I think that's copper, that is. Or was that steel? That's good. That'll do. Oh, nice. I've put a bit of a bend in it. God, I've done so much. That's it. Red welding before. Stay at my bench. Right, let's just put this over here for a second. Let's blow some of this crap off. It's going all over my door. That's not good. Oh, blow the dust away from my lungs and towards my beer. Put the filter on. Right. Don't need that one there now. Get rid of that. That's gone. Oh my giddy hug. Did I get you? I think I did. Oh, what about the colour? Don't know about the colour. What colour do you think it should be? Probably going to go for blacks and silvers and stuff. I don't know. I'm guessing at the moment. I'll probably do some kind of relief finish where you put some on and then take some off. And then put a load of lacquer on it. Get that muck off my door. There you go. Like I say, I've got a new door there. I just got to do the top beadings. And that's, yeah, I've got to be careful. Right, so what I might do, I'm just going to bring it up on the old computer behind me because the chat is so tiny. So tiny. Alright, get that one there like that. Let's change that to... Come on, speed up. I want my it'll be 2 seconds. Why is this taking so long? And all you can hear is my fan system, which is got a filtration system, so fancy filtration system. New channel. I'm doing this just so I can see the chat a bit bigger than what I am at the moment, because it's annoying. It is. It's annoying. It's so tiny on those phones. Hello, Mark Tallis. Hope you're well. There you go. I can hear myself. That's sort of good. Jimmy DeResta. Thanks for that. It'll be fantastic. It will. I love that sort of stuff. Hello, Joe. Hope you're well. Oh, got to play Millwood. Yeah, that's right, Joe. I do like to play with Millwood. Yeah. Ask the missus. She knows. Come on. Call us. I hope the stream's okay, because it seems to be a bit slow on the old chat. Bring the chat, let's bring it a bit bigger. And now I can see. Oh, apparently it was a great fight last night. I didn't see it. You killed my parlay and owe me 273. What the hell's all that about? Always nice to stop by, yes, and about colour. I'm not quite certain about colour yet. I'm going to go with the flow. I bet you can't say. Oh, no, I'm not going to. There we go. Anyway, should we carry on? So we've got this, all right? We're going to need a little tray, put bits and pieces in. Let's turn the fan off, the filter off. And I've got a parts tray here. That'll do. Little magnetic one. So I put the pins in it. So I've got to take out what I can. I can't remove that. So, no. There's a load of these little pins all the way around. Now, let's get a pin hammer and a pair of nail pincers. Tap them out of there best I can. I might want to use them again, you see. I have got some scutcheon pins, but I don't know if I want to use something a little bit more steampunky. I don't know yet. There's one, little rusty scutcheon. The other one's all rusted off, so they're going to have to just be knocked out. Just want to be careful because they end up damaging the zinc. I don't know what to do then, do I? Oh, that's broke off. Well, that's interesting. Right, so that's one there. That's a bit. Yeah, do you think that's rotten? I think so. Yeah, I've got these all nagged. I don't think I'll be reusing them. No, they're all rusted. Nothing left of them. Oh, that was coming out. They are literally escutcheon pins. That's what they are. Yeah, these old toolbox. These weren't. These were manufactured. They weren't like, oh yeah, I built myself a toolbox. Yeah, like a lot of woodworkers or, you know. But plumbers didn't used to do that. They used to go buy one. This one looks like a tin, yeah, like a tack. Yeah, it's like a just a nail. I've got a load of brass ones actually, be a little better than these things. These are all too rusted. They're just literally all going to snap off. So getting them out is going to be a bit, yeah, that's too rusted. Let's go. No. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, no, let's go. Oh, I hit my fingers. When you pull these out, you've got to be careful because it's so tight around the nails, you can deform the metal. Got a state of this, look. It's had a bit of a worm attack. I don't think that's going to survive. Unless I can get some more zinc, I'm not going to resheet the ends. I might just have them, you know, just oak or something, yeah, dark oak stained or something with a bit of blackness going on there and some metal fittings. I don't know yet, actually. I'm winging it. Can you tell? I bet you can. I need a leather. Not that kind of leather. I know what you're into. Oh my giddy, that's a different channel. Believe me. I'm talking about a leather, as in a lever. I made this whole thing years ago. Well, fishtail leather. It's in a forge. It's just a bit of metal just being bashed the hell out of, and it works so good for what if you leave them in between tongue and groove boards and that. It's basically what I made it. It's yonks old. I've had it a long time. I've been playing with my wood for a very long time. Now, be honest. Tell me in the chat if you've been playing with your wood for a very long time, or are you new to it? Yeah, playing with your wood. This wood. Yeah, you dirty devils, you. So many nails in there. Sort of like try to lever it in between each of the nails. Oh, there you go. There she blows. I'll send you down to Davy Jones's logger. I think that's short. Do you feel I can salvage that if I put that through the planer? Do you reckon? Might hit it through nails, but you know, that'll be fine, won't it? Yeah, that's fine, don't it? That'll look like new, it will, yeah. Not. Right, put that over there. Don't need that one. Yeah. Alright, so we've got that bit of wood out. And I've got this weird thing going on the end here. Yeah. You see how that end? Oh, that's how it should be, like that. Alright, but the other end's missing. And that's where a leather strap would have gone. Up and around. Do I just see a dog in there? We're babysitting at the moment, doggy sitting. So we've got our dogs and we've got an extra one, a little miniature pincher. And he's going to miss me. He gets spoiled, they do. Our dogs are so spoiled. They really are. Oh, I do love my dogs, and I lost my little Wally last year, and that's kind of, it really hit me for six. It did. It still does. I'm still hearing something in here. He's only tiny. Where are you? I know you're in here. Feed, full, void, but I smell the blood of a pincher dog. A miniature one. Be you alive or be you dead. I'll grind your bones to make my bread. There we go. Very fragile along here. Now you could repair it. You could solder and repair that. I'm not going to weld it. Righty. Could you make that? I don't know. I think you'd be zing that just below up anyway. They're coming out. They're coming out. Might get down big holes. Base. I might have to. Got no idea. I think what I'm going to do to strengthen the base, because I've got all these holes in there. When I do the floor, I put an upstand on the back edge. So I'll glue an extra piece of wood along the back edge to give this a bit of stability on here. Because you can't really fix through this lot, can you? It's like trying to repair a rusty motor car. But it will add to it. You know, we'll make it part of it. We'll try and hide it. We'll make it a part of it. You know, if I was one of them new age woodworkers, I'd make this into a river table. I'd fill it up with resin and nuts and bolts. That's what I'd do. And build a river table. They're a pet hater, boy. I don't like them. I think they look great, don't get me wrong, but I just know they're the sort of thing you're going to find in a thrift in a thrift shop, like, you know, 20 years down the line, because it's all gone yellow. There ain't no resin that stays clear. There isn't. Take it from me. It's you can get UV resistant resin, you know, the clear casting resin. I'm a boat builder, right? I used to build boats, and quite frankly, yet there ain't no resin that don't go yellow. Even UV resistant. It takes longer, but it'll still go yellow. That's why if you are going to do any clear casting, you want to put dye in it. You know, like pigment in it. So, yeah, if it's going to be, especially if it's going to be exposed to, you know, sun or any light, actually. Like, for instance, they come out like little bullets there. Yeah, like for instance in your house. You know, you might, you know, and also they're not very resistant. It's clear casting resin does not like chemicals, like cleaning materials, for instance. All that stuff can change. It's, you know, it's, well, the surface just ruins them. So yeah, I reckon in a few years' time they'll all be in thrift shops, because no one can get rid of them. They'll be so, it's a fad. I think it's a fad. That's what I think about clear cut, you know, clear river tables. I think they're a fad. The other thing is that wood moves. Dry wood moves. Yeah? So, you've got two different materials, very different materials. A plastic, which basically is pretty stable, the resins. And then you've got wood, which wood, if you don't know this, expands and contracts around 8% across its width. Yeah, it takes on moisture, releases moisture, so you've got all that movement. And then you're trying to fix it, you know, fill it with this resin. You're going to get cracks. Not in the resin, but in the wood, around the edge of the resin. It is repairable. Yeah, just keep on doing it though. Just like, yeah, there is. You literally solder these ends. They're all leaded all the way around. I think I'm going to polish it up. I'm probably going to use mechanical. I think maybe drill with wire brushing or an angle grinder with wire brushing. Well, that might be a bit vigorous. Yes, that might be a little bit much for it, but we'll see. They're sort of coming out. I quite like the idea of maybe getting some, I don't know, some small square-headed, definitely square-headed, excellent even. Coach screws, some small ones. I don't know if you're getting that small though, and I've never seen any as small as I'd need. I've got some big ones. Oh, it doesn't want to come out. It's me bashing right close to my microphone, sorry. Oh dear. A leather, oh yes. There is a UFC fighter named Paulo Costa who fought last night and was heavily favoured to lose the fight. Amazingly, he won. Blimey. The fight, though, and lots of people lost money. My son being one. Oh, sorry about that, mate. So he's the, well done though to him. So why did everybody think that he was going to lose? He's clearly a lot better than what people expected, or he's just having a good night, or the other. What's that? See? That's out. And that's out, I think, just about, yeah. So all I've got left is these little tiny little heads. I don't know why I'm showing it to my microphone receiver, but there you are, a little tiny little head. Oh, that's good. Oh, okay, I see all the little holes. Well, that one there, the head's just sort of like poking through. Just pull that off with these nail pullers. Looking good. Looking good. But I've still got that bit to get off. I think that'd be all floppy then, wouldn't it? There's a bit of bashing to be done on the inside there. That's not too bad though. I have to decide whether or not I'm going to try and find other pieces. I could easily make that, to be honest. See whether or not I can be bothered. You know? I won't get this finished today, obviously. I don't. Yeah. Oh, it's still leaded around the top there. Still holding on. I really need to remove that. It should just peel off because it's soft. Yeah, it is. There you go. There you go. So that's literally. You can probably see it there. Oh, you can't. There. That was literally held on there with this very soft lead. So yeah, that's the little nails. So I've got to decide whether or not I want to make another one of those for the other end, or whether I'm just going to have a solid wood end. Remember, we're not trying to restore it in the sense of make it original, because there's too much of it missing, really. And besides, what's the point? I actually want to use it, and I'm not going to use it as it's sort of using for the sake of using it, if you know what I mean. It's like I made a tote in a very previous live stream, and it's come out really well. I was really pleased with it, and I use it all the time. So it's actually really practical. Although it's a bit heavier than what I was hoping for, but it don't matter, you know. I've got arms, haven't I? You're awesome, says Big Al. You're awesome too. Oh, Big Al. Are you 2 foot tall? It's like Little John. I've been meaning to do this for ages, and we left it in the garden. It's one of the reasons why it's in such a bad state. I remember that where we got it from. It's actually that was a house clearance. We helped somebody clear a house so they're selling it. So, well, not really house clearance, we're helping them out. So, and take what you want, and there's a few things in there like old axes and stuff like that, which you always, you know, whenever there's an old axe, I'm there. Old axe or hammer, chisels, you name it. I think, oh, that might make a project. Something to do, a bit of fun, you know. Life is too short to be serious all the while. You know, when you're fixing shit like this, you know, making something out of nothing or coming up with new ideas, being a little bit creative with it, there's something really rewarding about it, you know? And with all this negative stuff that we're all having to endure at the moment, well, it's nice to be a bit creative sometimes and just do something that, you know, you wouldn't necessarily be doing, if you know what I mean. You'd be, you know, just got to take these ones out of here, and that'd be it. Then we need to, this side here, flatten the side a little bit, that won't take long. I'm going to have to take these out, because I'll probably end up reusing the holes, you see. Blimey. That one's out, that's one here. I'm going to have to reshape the bits I've misshapen. To be fair, that'll be done when I put the new nails in. Well, see, so they only put nails in the bottom section here, about 5 nails there and 5 nails there, scutcheon nails, and then through in the top bit there. Like I say, this was off the shelf. This wasn't made by the plumber. This is a plumber's toolbox in France. So Marmot, Plombier, what would be Ute? Call it a coffre d'Ute or something like that. Ute de coffre. Oh, gosh, I always get confused, I do. Joe probably knows. Hello. It does look like an old mailbox. It looks like an old American mailbox, but actually, no, this is a toolbox. You know, you can put a little flag on here. You could make it into a mailbox, actually, couldn't you? If you wanted to, just for a bit of fun. It's nice making things like this, or you know, or doing something different. So out of it, that one's whole, so we'll keep that just in case I've got to reuse it. Cool, I bet that one's in. They're so rusted in the holes, it's like seized in there. That's gone. What can you see? That's done, that's it. That's done. Oh, nearly there. Very close now. That's out. Is that on there? Nope. That's all good. They're all out. Excellent. So this side isn't so bad. That's fairly, the front is fairly intact along there. As you see, there is this, you know, rather gate. That's not nail varnish, by the way. I was just holding something while I was spraying it. But this one, as you see, is a bit perforated. So I'm not going to try and fix that. I'm just going to clean it up. But what I will do is when we have the wooden base, I'll make sure there's some sides to it. Instead of it just being like a piece of old board, let's make sure it comes up here a little way as well, so I can then provide a bit of strength. Now the sides aren't vertical, they're actually tapered, if you look. The ends, not sides, the ends. They taper outwards. Yeah. You can even make it into a bird box, couldn't you? You can make it into a double-ended bird box. Or a hedgehog house. Similar to the rewilding project here. That might be fitting, but I'm not going to make it out into a toolbox. I think it's pretty cool. Right, so we have got a little bit of work to do around there. But I think we'll do some of that once it's actually in, yeah, being reconstructed, the ends are reconstructed, and the but at this stage I think we're, oh yeah, I do want to tap that flat here, don't I? And then we'll see if we can clean it up. And I've got to glue some boards up as well. Where's my forehand? There it is. That's all this. Let's clean this coffee. Clean this coffee. Drink the coffee. I never realised how handy this wheelie chair would be in my workshop until I got it in my workshop. All right. That's better. Better. so now we need to clean it. How the hell are we going to do that? You could, if you had time or the patience, I suppose you could. You could wet and dry it. You could wet and dry that with some 1200 wet and dry. Then obviously dry it all down, what have you. But you're going to find it hard to get into all these little nooks and crannies, aren't you? I think it's going to be something. Let's have a look. I have got my wheelie chair. It's called so lazy. So lazy it is. Oh, we got to have fun, ain't ya? I love the. I love the draw. I love to draw those. Sorry, the small vintage objects. Right, you could use that. That's sort of like. That is clean. It's going to take forever, though, isn't it? That'll take absolutely forever. It is cleaner, though. You could, you know, if you had the patience, you could use one of these abrasive pads like this one. This is a coarse one. It's not that coarse one, but I think it's 180, and it's worn. So that would do it. You can start getting a little bit of a shine on it. Like I say, you could use a wet and dry, but I think first I'm going to use a wire wheel and get off what I can with a wire wheel. And I've used that, or use that with lubricant, some KY jelly, something like that, you know. I'll nick it out of the missus' bedside cabinet. Or some paraffin wax. That comes out of the candle cabinet. Let's try the drill first. I'm gonna get a wire brush. Ow! Right, I found a wire brush. This one will probably do. It's unfortunately it's got a string attached to it. Why is this there's a magnet on it? What's that all about? We have some ones you put on the angle grinder. That might be a bit aggressive. That might be really aggressive. I'll try different ones, all right? I'm in my drawers. Yeah, not those drawers. This drawer. Don't be silly. I know what you're on about. You lot are so dirty. You got a dirty mind, you have. Oh dear, never mind. Back we come. Oh, something else we've got here. I've also got one of them paddy things I could put on. Oh, I got me dog. It's not my dog, it's someone else's dog. Hello, you. Lulu. Do you want a treat? Do you say hello, Lulu? There you are. Come here, you. Oh, I got you. Here it is. Let's put it inside. It's going inside the box. That's what that box is for. You know it, Lulu? It's for you. Oh, God, it's stinky breath again. Miniature dog. Yeah, it's a miniature pincher. That's what it is. He's been on holiday here. He's been on holiday, ain't you? Yeah. We've been looking after him.
You should come home today.
He should do, but he probably won't. You're right there. He's been my little... Yeah, you've been my buddy, ain't you? I thought it could be you got really bad breath. No? You need your teeth down, you do. It's not a small problem. But you ain't used to it. I did try. I still got my fingers sore. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, love you too. You want to see Mummy? Or Nana? You want to see Nana? He had a bath here. He was filthy. I mean, he didn't look filthy, but he was filthy. There we go. Tiny little thing. Why's he been rolling in? Oh my God, he does stink. I know. I think he's been rolling in something. Oh my! That's my microphone knocked off. Oh blimey, he's been rolling in something nasty. I can still smell it. About fox poo. Oh, little dirty shit. Literally. Anyway, oh, that's stinky. I wish I did pick him up now. Also, could you put that in my airline? Let's try that first. It's not quite so aggressive. Let's start with the least aggressive first. Right, let's grab that. And an airline. You keep saying my knobbly knees, ain't you lucky? Right, so put that on there, put that on there. And hopefully we can take that off there. And put that on there. Let's see what happens. You see the difference here, look? Instead of that. So it does work. You can improve it even more. If I use a bit of Windoline, this is so lazy. Oh, I smell of dog. What has he been doing? I smell of fox poo, actually. Windoline, that's what we want. Need some lube. That'll work. Right. Oh! Let's try that. If not, if that's a bit slow, I'm going to have to use the drill on these bits, I think. See what happens. Definitely easy to do by hand. So it's like, I know I need a lot more work, but sort of, I just want to look, alright? I just want to look. Yeah. I'll get a rag. That's a good idea. Have I got a rag? Where's my rags? I've got a big bit of wood on the floor. Oh, Christ, I'm tripping over everything. Oh dear. That'll do. Got the wife's tea towel. That'll work. Right, put you over there. Yeah. La 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 la. What's that like? Well, it definitely works, doesn't it? Yeah, it definitely works. So, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the worst bits, all these like really rusty bits around these edges, with the drill with the wire brushing. So we'll start with that. Oh, crikey, maybe jump. Go over there. Below me. So we'll start with that one, all right? And then we'll see what the score is. Now, I could use a little battery drill. Be quieter, wouldn't it? Be a lot quieter, actually. Otherwise, we might have to resort to the either a die grinder or I'm going to use the Parkside. Oh, yes. I bought a cheapy Parkside one. It cost €34 it did for that, but then you have to buy that. Yeah, and the chargers. But it's cheap as chips. Seems really good. I'm really impressed with it, actually. A lot better than I expected. The only thing I don't like about these Parkside drills is that the trigger takes a little while before it starts. Do you know what I mean? I'd like it a bit more instant. For precision. But I'm quite happy with it. It's on two. It's on two. It's on one. It's on two. Viva España. That actually works quite well, actually. Yeah, that works quite well. Just see when it's all lacquered up, all right? It's all got a shine to it. It ain't covered in crust and stuff, and evidence of somebody's cheese and pickle sandwich. It will look lovely. I quite like the idea of having wooden ends, proper wooden ends instead of the thing, just to give it a bit of contrast. But I'm not sure yet. Oh, shiny. I like the look, actually. It's almost like it's polishing it. There we come. La, 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 la. I am. How did you know that I am building a time travel machine? That I am. It's got all these spinny spring things on there and glittery and LEDs. Also, it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. Very Orwell it is. Very Orwell. I'm talking about the bird, by the way. Oh, that's awful, isn't it? I'm looking at all this, right, where the original Halsman staple, from the lid, was fixed to, right? I really like that polished lead. What if I can, put some, deliberately add some lead to it in places, maybe places where they expect it, and then polish that up with the wire wheel. Yeah, because that looks really cool. Am I easily pleased? Maybe. Maybe. La 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 la. So that top there has got very, very little damage apart from these edges. I might use the angle grinder as well on these just to get rid of that rust, because they have to be more aggressive. That I think I'll just do with the airline. The inside I'll probably paint. Probably just paint it black or something. Oh, I could use some glitter. I could fit some LEDs. Because I can. Definitely doing a job. I need to have a bottom edge. Ah, la la la. You're just waiting for me to wire brush my hands, aren't you? That's what you're waiting for. Oh, the battery's getting close. So a little 2 amp bar in there. Good job though. I've got enough spare batteries, so I could carry on. Give it a break. Right. Not coming along, isn't it? Let's do a bit more wet and drying type stuff. I use the window then because I don't know. I don't have a clue. Now, applies lubricant. That's what it does. like ASMR, isn't it? No? Say it is. Hello, Mr. Helmsman in Oklahoma. No, I'm in France. That I am, in the limousine. In France. Yeah, where are you? Let us know in the chat. I might shout you out. Oh, you see the back of my head then, won't you? Lucky you. I don't know where that was held to review, but you know, I think we'll show that. This shit is not good. Oh, I'm bugged anyway. I can't wear a mask and do this and talk to you. It's impossible. This is. Oh, someone's handle. That's right. La da 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 da. Yeah, I do have masks, and I do have air filtration systems. But that's another thing. When you got not good with the wire brush, but when you're using the wet and dry, it's okay because it's obviously the dust is held nothing. So yeah, I think it's gonna look cool. Just think with like wooden ends, wouldn't that? You know, I'll do something with this regarding the latch. I do have a latch I could use. I'm probably going to end up making one. I think a little staple to go on there and solder it back on. Probably I don't know yet. This. I'm not sure what it's made of. A zinc again, a zinc. I thought it was copper or brass at first, but it's not a zinc. So once I've got the ends in and the bottom in, I'll be able to, make sure it all like fits properly. It's not bad though, to be fair. There's a bit of a low there. I reckon the plumber was sitting on it, I do. I really do. I reckon he was sitting on that. Took off, talking about breathing stuff in. My dad lived until he was 78 when he died. That was cancer, actually. But he spent most of his life grinding fiberglass and wood dust and stuff like that. I don't know if I want to live that long. I have fibromyalgia, you see, and that's stuff, so I'm already buggered. I get a lot of pain. The idea of living until I'm 78. I don't know if I want to. There you go. I bought a new weedy bin for the missus so she can put me in there. I'll be very, I won't be very happy if they start spending money on coffins and stuff and that rots in the ground or burns in a box, or burns in the furnace. That seems like a waste of money. And the environment, capital and wasting, stuff like that. I think it's coming up, isn't it? That's getting there. And there's that one there. That's obviously dry. That needs to be done. Yeah, I can imagine it with like a couple of hefty old leather straps coming down. I want it to be usable though. You know? I think that looks so cool. Really wants a handle in the lid as well, doesn't it? I think so. Like, probably one of them little drop handles in the lid. Made, a little drop handle made in brass or something, or even just a leather one. Oh, I'll come up with something. I've got to find it all first. I have got. If I want to replace the latch, I do have a latch, a little spinny thing, but I think I'll keep that one and just make a new thing for the staple. make me laugh though when people, you know, you go about, it's not very good for your lungs. That have you ever sat there in your lounge and watched the sun coming through the window, and it's catching all the dust and stuff? You know what that dust is? Well, there's dead skin cells, exoskeletons of spiders, and other stuff, feces, and you name it. And you're breathing all that shit in. I don't think that's very healthy either. Do you wear a dust mask when you're hoovering? Do you wear a particulate mask when you're walking through a city? There are so many places, isn't there, where we can, you know, I'm not disagreeing, I'm just saying that, you know, it's very hard to avoid anyway. Although I have to admit, obviously, whatever you manage to reduce is obviously an improvement. Right, it's a lot better. I definitely need a wire brush along this edge again. That looks a bit manky out there. Let's try it. Do you like the blade, the motor brake on this? It's quite quick. Well, it was like that, and now it's a bit more like wet. It's wet. A bit more like that. So it's definitely better. Might attack it with the angle grinder later. That'll really polish it then. Probably with one of those in it. Bit rainy today. Right. That hinge there needs to be tapped back as well. That's not right. Worry too much, can't you? Get a respirator, I've got one. So why aren't you wearing it then? Because I'm lazy and stupid. Does that answer your question? The other thing is though, Trend make a respirator which has airflow across the face. Those things are brilliant. If I had one of them, I would definitely wear it. I really would. But face masks, when you've got a beard, don't really work. And besides, you can't see through your glasses because they just steam up. So then you might not die of a lymphoma or whatever you call it, but you'd be blinded instead, or you chop an arm off. I don't know, something like that, you know. It's like when I see people wearing, crikey, when I watch YouTube videos, woodworkers, and they're wearing gloves on the table saw. Oh my Gideon, no, don't do it. You seen the mess you make yourself for a table saw when you're wearing gloves? Pulls your hand into the saw. skillful stuff building something like this, isn't it? All handmade, aren't they? You know? I think these are actually got bent. They should be bent a little bit, but I think what's happened is over the years, as someone's been dropping the lid down like that, they've been pulling on the top of these hinges, both hinges there, and it's effectively been bending it out each time. It don't matter though. I think it's going to look ace. I do. Yeah, that's not too bad. Some of that I'll do with a pair of pliers and just pull them down a little bit, twist them a little bit with a pair of pliers to get these corners a bit better. I've got to try and find some bigger headed, sort of round headed scutcheon pins for those, so they're more obvious. Brass ones. Same on this side, obviously I've got to do that here. Still work to do, that there is. Let's have a look at the chat. Hello from the US, hello Gooies, or Coops, hello Coops, Woodworks, hello my friend, hope you're well. There's a crazy indent in your beard if you wear a mask. I do have them, and generally, I don't wear them when I'm doing YouTube because there's, I'm talking. You can't talk with a bloody mask on. This is ridiculous. Maybe, I know it's not an excuse, but I do have them. These are safety specs. They're very focused as well, which is pretty cool. I do have filtration systems above my head, which really I ought to turn on, but that would help. There's one over there, an Axminster, and I've got this my clean one over here. And they do pull out a lot of dust out there, which is really good. But you can't avoid it. I'm in an old barn, shit everywhere. I do clean up regular, but because of what we do. I have not got a pristine workshop. Let me show you. It's not pristine, and it's never going to be pristine. So a lot of my machines and my tools are old, so you don't have the benefit of loads of really good dust extraction. I wish I did. If all my gear was Festool, like my domino down that's underneath there, all right, that'd be great, but that isn't, all right. And I'm not about to invest in. I don't make much money here, so if I had some sponsors, that'd be good. Sponsors or masses of super chats, so I can change all my machines to properly extracted ones. That'd be really good. Let's put this battery on charge. Now it's virtually dead. Because this is the sort of stuff I normally make, like doors and stuff like that, you see. And windows. Let me just put that there. Yes, there's a winch on my roof. Sealant, there we go. That's one of the filters there. There's a microclean one there, and then we've got this one here, which is the Axminster one. They do help. They're not perfect, but they definitely help. But none of my tools have great dust extraction, and quite frankly, when you're using routers and stuff, dust extraction doesn't work for a lot of, especially when you're doing channeling and stuff. You just have to keep blowing it out. A lot of things it does, don't be wrong. I've got dust extraction on here, but it doesn't work brilliantly. You still get a certain amount in the air. And then when you're cleaning up, you get it in the air. When you're hoovering, when you're brushing, you get it in the air. My table saw, it's old. It has dust extraction, but it doesn't work at all. It's useless. I had to cut the bottom out of the saw and put a box underneath to take the dust as it falls down, because the dust extraction just clogged up every single time. It didn't work. So same with things like that. You've got to rig up so many different stuff to try and get it to work. Like for example, when I'm using my lathe. If you try using dust extraction on the lathe, I put the hose near it and stuff like that. I can do that. But, no two projects are the same. So you'd need a massive, great I ain't got the room, like funnel thing. My dust extraction's next door. You know, it's vented in next door. I've got a twin bag. What was it 4 horsepower? 4 horsepower twin bag dust extraction system in it, which it works. But I mainly only really use it on the thicknesser. That's all I use it on. I do have, like, for instance, here, I made dust extraction on my linisher here, which I do use a lot, this linisher. And I made a retro. And this does actually work really well. And just a little vacuum below. That does. You can actually see the dust being sucked in. So that works really well. But it's quite hard, unless you can invest a shitload of money, which not everybody has, and I have not, I guarantee you that, on replacing absolutely everything, which goes against the grain anyway, because at the end of the day, there's, it still works, it still does its job. But don't get me wrong, I would dearly love to upgrade my whole shop so I could actually deal with the dust. But that ain't easy. And I'm on my own as well in there, so, I don't have a minion. I need a bonus-clave in there, that's it. Where's the missus? I've got my space through there as well, which is usually where I process my wood, but shit, I struggle to keep everything tidy. I mean, we've got it through here in the garage, so that's where the dust extraction is. Everything you probably see it's about. Yeah, we have got space, but we use it all. Like we do. So anyway, I think that's it for today. I do. I was on a custodian. I was a custodian for an for the autocorrect on my phone. Always putting things on there that I did not say. Okay. Oh, thanks, buddy. Thanks, Coops. Yeah. You do see a lot of YouTubers with lots of lovely kit, don't you? Like the Wood Whisperer and what he's complete. He's a Power, whatever. I can't remember the brand now. But anyway, he's all his workshop is completely and utterly kitted out. You see, he didn't pay for any of that because he's got a big following. So I'd dearly love to have a nice big kitted out workshop like that. Of course I would, but I ain't got the money, so I can't do it, can I? So I work with what I got. I'm a bit of a hand tool man, me anyway. You can see over there, with hand planes and stuff like that. I like my hand tools, and I actually quite like my old shit. Electric stuff I don't care, right? Electric stuff, if it's a benefit for replacing it, and I had the money to do so, I would most definitely. But like my hand tools, I've had them a long while, and I use them. They don't just sit there on the rack looking pretty. They get used. This door behind me was used on there, on every single bit of wood. Was hand tools. Although I did cheat with the mortars, big old mortars and tenons. I used my mortar over there. Where is it? I can't see it. Oh, it's behind the door frame. Just there, my mortar. So yeah, that's like my tools. They all got dust extraction. All the ones up there, the power electric tools, there. But it doesn't work brilliantly. I wish it did, but it doesn't. Would I like to go and buy Festool? Yes, I would like to go and buy Festool. Not because of snobbery, but because it is bloody good stuff. I don't like the jigsaws and shit like that. I prefer my old Bosch ones. But I've got that and a pencil. All right, I got a Domino Dowler. It is a brilliant machine. The quality and what have you, it's fantastic. But it's not because of snobbery. It's because I had a job for it. So it's about I just make stuff. I make stuff with what I got. That's what I do, and that's what I got. This is the gear that I've got. I bought it over a long period of time. Nothing matches, Like the chisels are all different. They don't feel the same, but it's generally all different. Even my hand planes, over the years I've collected them and restored them. I've got the Bailey over here. Stanley Bailey. That's my number 7. My number 6 is a record. They're good things. They are good things. They still work. There's an old rapier here, which I've made into a scraper plane, which I use that leveling off the tops. I'm a bit of a hybrid in that. I do use power tools, but I also use hand tools. Partly because I love them. Right? I just like picking up a piece of wood and creating a shaving. Well, they know I trampled earlier. But when you're working with hand tools and doing anything by hand, sanding, all that sort of stuff, dust extraction's not easy to deal with. It really isn't. Hey, Chrome, don't make me well. Well, you do, yeah, 'cause you're creating bigger chips, aren't you, with hand tools? You haven't got all that friction burning and creating loads of dust with with power tools. You just you create little shavings, little dainty shavings, and sometimes big bloody shavings. But yeah, no, you do. But power tools, obviously, they create a hell of a lot of muck. But sanding, even when you're scraping, if you're using a cabinet scraper, which I had one on there earlier because I was using it. If you're using a cabinet scraper, for instance, even that creates dust. It's not just shavings coming off it, it's dust as well. It's like anything like that, isn't it? Anyway, it's time for me to go. Sorry. So I'll say toodaloo, So thanks a lot for joining us, and check us out next time. Don't forget to sub to the channel, and maybe do a like on your way out, or whatever. But for now, I'm gonna say toodaloo.